Alright, what's up guys? Jake here. There she is. The new bike. 1993 Harley Davidson Fat Boy. Finally bought it from my mom. And she's in the garage. So, sweet. I'm pretty stoked about it. I took it for a couple of rides already. Kind of sucks the DMV. You have to like register for an appointment, and it's gonna be like 2.5 weeks to like actually get this thing registered, but it's still registered with my mom. So you could plan on seeing some more content with this bike, and I got a plan for another cool video that I'll be doing with the TW and my RCs. So yeah, I know I haven't really been posting like too much, but summer's just busy, trying to find time to do stuff while keep adding to my social media accounts and stuff for you guys. Yeah, so let me know in the comments if you want to see some content with this bike, whether it's working on it or going for rides. I don't really wear a helmet with the bike, so talking into like a camera or something might not get like a very good audio, but maybe I'll get like a full motorcycle helmet and mic setup if that's something you guys want. Just figure something out, my like 360 camera or something. Yeah, I'd like to get some like photo shoots and stuff, because I don't know, I think the bike's gorgeous. I was never really into the Harleys. My family's always had Harleys and stuff. My mom has, well, she had 3 bikes, but now she's got 2. But I just grew up with them, but it never really appealed to me. I was more about like the street bikes and the Gixxers and speed and that stuff. But even when I was in my 20s, my mom actually had this bike and she let me ride it. And even coming from a Gixxer at like an early age, and I was obsessed with adrenaline and stuff, like I rode this thing and within 10 minutes I was like, I see the appeal why people like them. I mean, they're just super comfortable. It just feels badass when you're riding it around. People are looking at it and stuff. The bike's loud as hell. It's got the straight pipe Vance and Hines exhaust. It's probably like one of the loudest bikes ever. It's got the Evo engine, which is like iconic. Got that like galloping idle that everybody wants. And the new bikes don't have, but yeah, even when I was younger, I was riding it around, and the torque is there. I mean, it's got a lot of torque, so you know, you can get on it and it pulls, so it's enough to put a smile on anybody's face, really. Getting it up to like 80 or something now starts feeling a little sketchy. You know, but it's not made for that. It's literally like when you're on this thing, you just want to cruise and enjoy the ride. Like, that's the difference that people don't understand. A street bike, if you don't have a street bike or you're thinking about getting a street bike, I'm just telling you now, I was younger, I was in my 20s, and after, I don't know, like 15-20 minutes, both wrists are like in pain, and just your hands are numb. You're constantly riding one-handed or shaking out your hands, and you find yourself riding fast just to get to your destination quicker, to get off the bike, really. I mean, the only time you feel comfortable is literally laying on the tank doing like 160. So, and that's fun, but I mean, nowadays you're going straight to jail. I mean, granted, you could run, but I mean, I'm in my late 30s, so those days are behind me. I'm not running from cops. You know, literally, I just want to get on two wheels and just enjoy a ride. And you literally can't do that on a street bike. You might think you are, but until you ride one of these, you aren't. You're not comfortable. You're not enjoying the ride. This thing, it's just like, boom, Zen mode. You're in a happy state, riding down the road, enjoying everything, wind in your face. Street bike, you're geared up and ready to attack, but which is fun, and it's like a stage that everybody goes through, but I'm past that and I'm onto this. So you don't knock it till you try it. A lot of people are knocking Harleys, and they always have, but I mean, until you actually ride one, it's a game changer. And I think the bike is just gorgeous. I mean, that's the thing. Like, okay, you could get a liquid cooled V-twin Yamaha or jet bike, but I mean, they're copying this for a reason. This is iconic. This is the original. I mean, look at the engine. Like, that engine is beautiful. Like, that's beautiful. Like all these other bikes, the engine's like hidden in fairings, and they're not a center point of. This thing is like a work of art, really. When you really start looking at it, it's a work of art. I mean, the more I look at it, the more I noticed. I kind of just always saw these or soft tails and stuff, and it's like, yeah, whatever. It's just a Harley. But when you really think about what they did here, it's just genius, and it works. People are like, oh, Harley never changes. That's why they're going under. But everybody bitches when companies do change. It's like, oh, why did Supra put like a BMW engine instead of their iconic inline six? Hello, Harley's been doing that, giving the customers what the customers wanted, and they got shit for it. Like, after a while, like, they probably should have, stayed up to date a little bit making their new bikes, but I mean, they definitely should keep like a classic line going where you have classic features but updated stuff. They could have made this bike with a liquid cooled powerful engine, better brakes, stuff like that, but they kind of got in a funk and started going towards electric stuff, and then they had bad CEOs, and now the company's kind of righting itself, but it's a way overpriced, the new stuff coming out. So even though the new stuff is great, that's coming out, it's just unattainable for most people. I mean, you could pick one of these up for, $5 or $6 grand. A new Harley's literally like you're almost paying like 30. That's just outrageous. It's just too much, But what they did, though, what I started noticing about these bikes is here, I'll show you. Really, what they did was they kind of took the classic, like 40s, 50s style military bikes, and and they just kind of updated it, you know. They made it look like it's a hardtail, so there's no suspension in the back, but there actually is down underneath their shocks, and that's what a soft tail is. I never really thought much into it because I wasn't really into these bikes that much, but the more you look at it, it's like, oh damn, that thing does look pretty cool. It looks old. They're cool because you never really know how old the bike is. Like, if somebody's seeing this, you know, if they're into Harleys, they're like, oh, it's a fat boy. But you know, that range goes over many years, so you might not know exactly what year this is. People might not know it's a 93, so this thing's a classic already, you know. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get antique plates for it, or classic plates. We'll see at the DMV, but yeah, somebody that's like new to Harleys, you know, they see this bike and they're like, okay, like, is it a freaking a 50s, or like, is it like, you don't know what year that is really. So that's kind of cool, and I feel like these bikes are totally gonna appreciate in value, you know. Some people have said it before, you know, right now it's kind of like a lull where you could buy them cheap for like $5,000, you know, which is a cheap bike. You have something that's like a 93, 92, or a 91, you know, in another 5 to 10 years, all of a sudden that thing's gonna be kind of hard to come by in those years, because, you know, whether they're getting wrecked or you know, sold to collectors. You know, a lot of people, because bikes are so cheap, they collect them, so it's easy to collect 5 bikes or something for some people. So these bikes are going to start disappearing, and that's going to drive the value up because you're not going to see them all the time. So who knows? I'm hoping like in 15 years, this thing's kind of like, you know, freaking panhead or knucklehead, like, you know, going for like 30 plus grand because it's old, you know. So like back in the day, you could get those bikes for cheap and everybody had them. And then all of a sudden they started getting hard to come by, and then collectors started collecting them because they were starting to get antique. And yeah, so this bike, definitely not going to sell it, and it's going to be with me for a while. You know, maybe my kids will inherit it, but that's, you know, just what it is. This thing is pretty sick. The TW is an awesome bike as well, but it's new. It looks old, looks like it's from the 80s, but I mean, it's new. So they're holding their value for like $5,000. So you could get, like, even though you could buy a TW, ride it for a couple years, sell it for exactly what you paid for it, and you have like 5 years of fun, free fun. And, you know, so I highly recommend at least getting some kind of cheap bike, because I mean, the TW is like a great bike, but you got to know what you're getting into. Because with the TW, I drove it on some trails and stuff, and it was great. But then once I got onto an open road, which I probably should have did before, like my dad had a TW before I bought the TW, so I should have just took it on some more roads, like further away from his house, because I just drove around his neighborhood and in the woods and stuff. And man, when I actually bought the TW, got it home, I took it out on like just a route that's near my house to like another town, and I was like, oh my god, within 100 yards you're in 5th gear and you're doing 45, 50. So, and I mean, on a road that's like 50 mile an hour, 45 mile an hour speed limit, people are doing like 60 on your ass. And it's like, You feel like you're holding up traffic. People are trying to pass you in like double yellows. It's just like you're a moped or something. So the bike's great for what it is intended for, and it's like a workhorse in the woods type bike. But I had the opportunity to get this, and yeah, I was floating the idea of selling the TW just for the money, you know, just having some extra money and some space, clear up my shed. But we'll see. We'll keep both for now. I love making TW content for you guys. I love riding it in the woods. I know once fall starts coming, like October or something, I'm probably not going to want to ride this. I could just tell, just because it's cold riding out on the open road. And the TW, I find myself actually riding year round. Like a lot of the videos that are popular on YouTube and stuff and TikTok, like I'm riding the TW, you know, in January, literally. So some people are commenting like, oh, you can't ride in the mud, learn how to ride and stuff like, it's like, dude, I'm wearing like double layers of clothes and it's like freaking 30 degrees out. And I'm like fogging up goggles trying to freaking ride in like thawed out ground. I don't know. It's funny. I'll take the hate just as much as the compliments. I don't care. But views are views. But it bugs me when I upload stuff and I don't get anything. But so, I mean, if you want to come on my videos and trash me or give me some critiques, go ahead, go for it. I'm all for it. At least somebody's, at least I'm not wasting my time and getting some people's attention. But, yeah. So, stay tuned to my channels and hopefully we have some more fun. And I'll catch you next time, guys. All right, peace.